Welcome back, everyone. This is season 25 of my Madden franchise. For those of you who have joined me late, um, we only have 5 years left in the series, or 5 seasons left in the series. I originally took the LA Chargers, moved them to OKC. We have had, out of the 24 seasons that we've played so far, we've missed the playoffs only twice, and we've won 3 Super Bowls. So it's been a successful journey so far, but I'd like to get 1 or 2 more Super Bowls in before we wrap this series up. So we have 5 years. Actually, no, including this one, we have 6 more seasons left, and we have a team that's built to win now. So, and we're coming off of a Super Bowl. So we have certainly put ourselves in a position to win several more. We've had a coach that has led us to the best offensive performance that we've had in this entire series so far, but a defensive performance that could use improving. Now, to be fair, I did trade away our best right-outer linebacker and cornerback last year. The right-outer linebacker was one of the best in the league. The cornerback was the best in the league in terms of overall. So taking those 2 pieces away put a lot on our defense, but we were still able to win the Super Bowl. Now I went ahead and I've already cut all the players. I've already looked at everything that I need. And I've even looked at the free agents. Not that I want any of the free agents, but we can't afford to sign any anyway. We have almost a $30 million rookie reserve and only $24 million in cap. So, gonna have to trade away some of our picks so that we don't go over the cap, or maybe even trade away some of our players. So who? All right, so we have Jet coming up next year. That will be a free agent. I would like to keep him, though he could be pretty expensive. Cummings can go, but he's not really costing us much. Honeycutt also isn't costing us much, but he'll be going as well. Wilson, I probably won't resign, nor will I resign Woodard. Samuel, I probably won't as well. And Rivers will want too much, so I won't be able to. I can't afford to sign him and still have enough for the others not because I can't afford to do it, just that it doesn't make sense to pay him what he's going to want. Judge is a good cornerback for us, though I'm afraid he's going to want too much money. And then Shepard could potentially be our starting right-outer linebacker. Though we have really high picks, so that's something he may not end up being our starting linebacker. He'll be the backup. So out of this list, none of them are really making too much money aside from Jet, but I actually want to keep him. The rest of them I don't really care if we let go, but I'm going to suffer a pretty big penalty for letting people go. There's not really anyone on the team that is making too much money. So we're just going to have to trade away draft picks to make sure we don't go over our cap space. I could probably get away with picking. Let me see what I have again. Okay, so I have the 1st, 3rd, and 4th, and then we have the 2nd, 5th, or 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. I'd really like to use my top 4 picks and trade away the other ones. So let me do that actually real quick. Although, are there any? That's right. We were going to try to trade up to the middle of the second round to get Ashley. So let me package that 2 and 3 together to try to move up to like the 10th pick in the first round or in the second round. Bears have the 9th. Okay, so the Jaguars have the 10th. Let's see if this is enough. Not even close. Wow. Oh, I went with the first round pick. I wanted the second. I feel like it should be closer than that, but it just gives us an opportunity to trade away another pick, but that's not enough. So, and that's given up a lot to move up, what, 15 spots? I don't know about that. All right, who has the 11th? I've seen it way back. You know what? Let's try for. Dang it! I don't want the first pick. I want their second. I'm gonna have to throw in his 5th. Okay, I'll try 15th. That's as low as I'd be willing to trade up for and still give up what I'm offering. There it is. Alright, so guess I could trade. Let's see. Could trade the 4th. Okay. So I got a first rounder next year. It's not going to be as high as that 4th pick. But not only did I get the first rounder next year, I got a high 2, and trading away that 4th is going to save us some money off the rookie reserve. Is that going to be reflected in this right now? Yeah, okay, so we'll be safe on cap space. That's almost a $6 million difference. So would have been nice to have that 4th overall pick, but didn't necessarily need it. Now I have the 1st overall pick, and I'm probably going to use that on Tevin Mason, even though it says he's a. So it's saying Steve Harden is actually better than Tevin Mason. I have the 1st and 3rd, and then with my 6th overall pick in the second round, I'm going to take Ashley. I could get both of them. Drafting all 3 of these would fill all of our needs. The only other thing I can think of is running back, and I'm pretty sure. Oops. Oh, I forgot about Harold. I don't know that I want to use a high first round pick on a running back that is going to be a backup. Don't need a defensive end. Don't really need safety or a zone cornerback. And Deontay Stevens would be really nice though. So here, let me throw Deontay Stevens on the list. Throw Harold on the list as well, even though I don't think he's going to be available that much later. Man. Now that we're not using elusive backs, they're starting to spawn really good ones. Alright, so let me go ahead and reorder this here. He's going to be our number 1. He'll be our 3rd pick. I'm just going to slide you down because I want to take Ashley over Gabe. See, Gabe is a late first round talent, whereas Ashley's also late. But I think Ashley will fit in better for us. Let me look at my wide receivers and cornerbacks. I really wish this was just roster. Alright, so we have 2 really good wide receivers that are going to be around for a while still. We have a good slot receiver. How many years does he have left though? Okay, he has 3 years left, so I don't really need a wide receiver because he's never going to see the field. You know, let's say he's even a 75 or 76, he'll still be the 4th receiver on our depth chart. And it would be really expensive. As for cornerback, you know what? Drafting 2 cornerbacks might not be a terrible idea, because right now Easley is our best cornerback, and he'll be around for a couple years, but Judge is in the last year of his contract. Rickard is getting old and is probably going to go. And Humphrey was a practice squad guy I kept just because I needed 4 cornerbacks and he was cheap. So I think we're going to go with not drafted. I think this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be 1st, 3rd, and then the 6th and the 2nd round. And then I don't expect these guys to be available with that other 2nd round pick. I do still have a 3rd rounder though, 5th and a 7th. So maybe I could package that 2nd and 3rd for a really good pick next year. I would like to get a quarterback with either like that 5th or 7th round pick, but I don't think any of them are going to be available that's worth taking, so we'll see. Alright. I'm done scouting and free agents. Alright. Last chance. And do I have all the linebackers scouted? I don't. I'm going to go ahead and scout all the linebackers that I could potentially take, because I am going to need a backup right outer linebacker. Probably need a pass rushing linebacker though. And I could scout run support safeties that could make a transition to linebacker. Okay, I think that's enough. Just get rid of this holder reorder bug. Alright, heading into the draft. We're only going to get better from the team that won the Super Bowl, so the expectations are going to be high this year.
The Oklahoma City Nighthawks are now on the clock.
Tevin Mason.
The Falcons are now on the clock.
75 overall. He was the 13th talent in the draft. Ooh, he's pretty bad. I guess a B or B plus or whatever he had in the man coverage is only a 74. But he does have 75 catching, so if we can...
Oklahoma City Nighthawks are now on the clock.
I forgot to pause it. That was close. Okay, Steve Harden.
The Rams are now on the clock.
Okay, he's the fifth pick in the draft, or fifth talent in draft. He has a 77 man coverage. Not as good of a catcher though, but he is a good tackler in press coverage.
The Oklahoma City Nighthawks are now on the clock.
And take Ashley.
The Vikings are now on the clock.
Ended up being a 72 middle linebacker. That probably means it'll be like a 73 or 74 right outer linebacker. I'll take a look at who's available here, but I really think I'm going to trade this pick away. Man. Maybe not. That quarterback's looking really good. Even though I don't really want to scramble a quarterback, that's a quarterback that could be a quality backup for us, while also being worth quite a bit as trade value. Alright, so Luke Cruz will probably be available later. I think I'd take him, honestly.
The Titans are now on the clock.
72 overall with a hidden development trait. We're not going to uncover that this year because he's never going to see the field, but, I mean, maybe in preseason he will. But he's going to be worth a lot, I think.
Are now on the clock.
Alright, so I don't need to take a quarterback later. Luke Cruz is still available. He'd be the next one to come off the board from the people we've scouted. I could use a backup power back, I guess. It's not going to be available. Let me see what I can get for this third round pick. A third rounder next year. I'd rather have the third round pick.
Hold on now. This pick is trading teams.
I have to think financially for this because I
The
need the cap
Oklahoma
room.
City Nighthawks are now on the
Not
clock.
that a third round selection is going to take up much cap space, but every little bit helps right now because of how close we are. I'm going to trade this away, and then with that 7th pick, I'll draft the backup outer linebacker or free safety that goes to linebacker. 121, 122. Oh,
What wait looks like both war
we
rooms are
have 2 of San
feverishly back on
Francisco's
the
picks
phones.
next year, so
I
we
think
have to
that
just
means a
hope they
trade is
do
coming.
worse. Alright, last pick for us,
The
Mr.
Oklahoma City
Irrelevant.
Nighthawks are now on the clock.
Alright, so we have a 6th round talent, and that's looking like the guy we're going to take. Alright, so Ashley Gabriel to right outer linebacker. And Nicholas Knight. Alright, so we'll have a 73 overall outer linebacker. That's not good, but he can progress, hopefully quickly. At cornerback, we have Jerry Easley, Reggie Judge, and our 2 rookies are actually the 3rd and 4th. Man, I'm really thinking about just starting these guys over these guys, which is a dumb decision, honestly, but they're not really going to progress without playing time. Reggie Judge would be worth holding on to for the season, except he's going to be a free agent. So maybe I trade Judge away. I'll make Harden and Mason the 1 and 2, and then make Easley the slot corner. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Actually, no, I'm going to move Jerry Easley to free safety. There we go. It's going to be a really good free safety for us. We had Irving, who was a 79 that we lost, so having Easley as that backup safety is going to help us a lot. Judge will be the slot corner and the 3rd on the depth chart. We'll start Harden and Mason so that they can develop. The other guy we drafted was quarterback, Andrew Hewitt, which means I can get rid of Cameron Hauser. I said A for throw power, and he only has an 89. I don't think he'd actually be that bad of a quarterback. With some development, of course. What is brick wall for quarterback? Does that mean he's hard to sack? While in the pocket, passers with this ability are almost guaranteed to break the first sack attempted by any blitzer. Nice. He's got a bunch of abilities. Faster passing animations when throwing under pressure. Another one, guaranteed first to break the first sack by a defensive back. This one's by any blitzer. He can enter the zone easily in the fourth quarter, halfway through it. When playing from behind, it's easy to enter the zone. And better pass blocking. Man, this guy's legit. I'm really curious. Like, I know I'm not going to play any games or, broadcast any, but I'd really like to see this guy in a game. All right. That was a good off-season for us, even having traded away the fourth overall pick. And speaking of that, I want to see, well, first let's go through and see if I need anything. I need to cut a cornerback. You're going to be the one that gets cut. His coverage skills were really bad. Alright. Oh, I still needed to be in that screen. I am curious what that receiving back ended up being like. Alright, is this the receiving back? Yes. Ooh, and he had a hidden talent. Or hidden development talent. Alright, so 90 speed, good acceleration, agility. Ball carrier vision was a little low, but his carrying was good. Decent trucking, decent elusive moves. His break tackle, needs a lot of work. I do think he would have been a really good back for us. Probably would have helped us out a lot, but he wasn't worth that high of a pick, I don't think. Clearly he was worth a high pick, but in our situation, I don't think he was worth that high of a pick. Alright, set the depth chart, and we'll be ready to go. Alright, left outer linebacker. Shepard in there, and Shepard's actually going to be the main backup linebacker for every position. Well, maybe not this one. Okay, so he can be the third one for middle linebacker. And they had him as the starter. Probably should be the starter, but I want Gabriel to progress. He's the guy that we're investing in. And there's no guarantee that Shepard will be back next year because he's probably going to be too expensive for us. I really like that 91 speed at linebacker. It means he's going to cover some field. So this guy actually really has all the intangibles. He just needs to develop his skills. Alright, we said Judge would be the third cornerback. Kick return. Rather have Shelby not return kicks. Humphrey can. Mason, Harden, and Shelby need to come out. Judge could be the fifth guy on the list. Oh, not DJ Peterson. Easily can return kicks. And Tatum can. There we go. Alright, so Acosta, Humphrey, Easley, Judge, Tatum. Right. Long snapper. Third down back, we're still kind of poor at. The slot's going to be Michael Shelby. And slot corner is going to be Judge. There we go. Alright, we are set for the season. Hopefully it doesn't change all of that if someone gets hurt. Two new injuries, awesome. I really don't care about you guys. Alright, so Peck is out for 4 weeks. And Fitzpatrick is out for 5. So we'll have the first 2 or 3 games without those guys. Right about now, it'd be nice to have that receiving back. Alright, Elliott, you want to increase your blocking. Alright, now, with him being a 70 in blocking, I'm pretty satisfied with his blocking ability. I mean, I'd like it to be better, but he's a tight end. So, I'm comfortable working on his receiving ability from here on out. That way, if we have 2 tight ends in the field, both of them can actually be pass threats. Alright, we start the season. Should be a Thursday night game. I think it is, yeah. Usually Super Bowl champions host the first game of the year. I'm going to let Pearson go ahead and get the start. Yeah, with it being a long season, we're right at the beginning of it. I'd rather Peck be out 1, maybe 2 more weeks rather than getting hurt and being out for another 8 weeks. So, here we go. Start of the season as defending Super Bowl champions with most of our team returning. Good first week, and that was without those hurt guys. Fitzpatrick will probably be back next week. Now we have a new injury. Our right guard. He's out 6 weeks. I don't know why I clicked on that guy. I could have just auto done his point. Alright, road game at Cleveland. Nice. Alright, let's see what the damage is for Max Jet. So he wants $21 million a year. I can afford it. Maybe not. Why? Yeah, maybe I can't afford it. Huh. So that's what I would have to offer I want to keep him. He'd be probably worth it. But I don't have the cap room to do that. Ooh, Willie Shepard is actually cheap. You know what? I think I'm going to do this. I almost feel like I should start him at right outer linebacker now. Make him switch over there. And the rest of them I'm not going to keep. Probably trade Judge away at the trade deadline. Really don't want to trade Max Jett away, but I literally can't keep him. Not that I don't want to pay him, I literally can't afford to keep him. I guess we'll see where we're at defensively when we get there. That means we're going to need defensive line. We do have 4 first-round picks. I wonder if I can trade for a replacement for Max. Oh, and you know what? I just got an idea. Let's make a deal. I don't remember what team that halfback went to. Wasn't Cruz. It was McCollum. Yeah. Alright, I want to trade for him. Are they willing to take a first round pick? How close does this get us? Really close. What if we'll keep it that. Ooh, I ended up getting that halfback anyway. Yeah. Nice. And he's not going to be as expensive for us either. Okay. Next is defensive end. Best defensive end in the league. Can't afford to keep him. Look at, I got to pat myself on the back, for either drafting or acquiring in some way, shape, or form the best talent at each position, or maybe not each position, but a lot of positions. The only problem is, because we have so many good players, I can't afford to keep them. So, what I really need is someone who is under contract for a while. I'd only get 1 extra year with him. He's in the last year of his contract. Ooh, he just signed a new contract, but it's with the Chiefs. Oh, I would definitely be making a rival better if I traded for him. You're in the last year of your contract. Okay, let's look at the other side of the line. You probably just got a new contract. You're going to be impossible to get, though. Yeah. Impossible to get, but let's see. Alright, they need cornerback. So there's Judge. Quarterback. How close does that get us? Or at least in the conversation. Hmm. Okay. I did not think we were going to pull out that trade, but we did it. So I have a replacement, a long-term replacement for Max Jet, so we can go ahead and trade him away now. I'll just go out and sign a backup QB. Is there anything that we need other than draft picks? Here, who needs a left end the most? 76. The Browns. How close are we here? Not too far off. You guys interested in Judge? No. Alright, I'll go ahead and trade. Throw in my first round pick here. Maybe I should throw in a second. Yeah, I'll throw in a second. Okay, I'll throw in my first. Oh man, come on. No way. You know what? You clearly don't need him that bad then. That was a fair trade, honestly. Okay, the Dolphins. And I already know. Okay, now. Dolphins will probably have better picks than the Browns. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and get completely ripped off. Yes, I want to get rid of him, but no, I don't want to get completely ripped off. Here, they need a left end and a cornerback. So, hook me up with these two, and I'll hook you up with... They don't want Jet? Oh, man. Well, how about Judge? Do you at least want Judge? You do. This is more than a fair trade. They don't see it that way, though. Actually, I'd rather have next year's first round pick. There we go. Alright, I still need to trade Jet away. Alright, so we got as far as Dolphins. Eagles need... Oh wait, no, the Eagles are the ones that I traded Judge to. Here we go. Washington loves giving me their draft picks. Alright. Well, and... There we go. Maybe? There we go. Okay, so I at least know I can trade him away to the Redskins and get a fair deal. Now I need to go sign some players. Steal some away from the Chiefs. Just because. That's really all I need. Right? Didn't trade anybody else away other than... Well, you know what? I did trim down to 4 cornerbacks, so now I'm down to 3. Those are some really, really low man coverage stats. Oh man, that's just ugly. Paying a little extra, but I'll take him. Okay. I think I need to release a halfback. Yeah, release Tatum. And trade away Max Jet to the I almost called them Redskins, to the Washington football team. There. Thank you. Alright, now I need to go through and set the depth chart again. I know Wakefield's hurt, but I'm just going to put him in here. I'm going to put him in here as a starter anyway. That way I don't have to worry about it messing up anything when he comes back. Oh, darn it. Hess needs to get pulled out of there. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's right. I traded away a middle linebacker. Okay, that's where that extra hole is coming from. Now the question is, since we re-signed Shepard long term, do we move him to right out of linebacker and let him start? He's more aware and has better play recognition and better tackle. I don't care too much about hit power. better block shed, better pursuit, but less zone coverage. And you know what? I have faith in Gabriel, so something tells me that Gabriel's going to be a really good piece for us. But we do still have Willie Shepard to get in there on some plays. And as the backup for every linebacker position, he should at least see the field quite a bit. So, some big moves in week 3. But honestly, I think we have a better team now because of it. Look at that offense, 89 overall offense. Dropped 49 points. Oh, I didn't do depth chart for the yeah, for the special positions. I can't even tell you what we need. I guess I'll draft some linemen. Just in case we have linemen that get hurt, we'll have quality linemen that can step in behind them. Alright, I stopped at... Yeah, I stopped at linebacker. That's still good. Alright, third down back is now McCollum. And slot corner, I feel like I should throw Easley in there. Let Easley play some slot so he gets some on the field time. Why does it say we only have 3 cornerbacks? Mason, Roach, and Harden. Oh well. I think we're fine. Doesn't say that we're under the roster limit, so I'm not going to worry about signing anyone else. Alright, Shelby. I want you to be the best slot receiver you can be, because you're not sniffing 1 or 2 unless someone gets hurt. Oh, that's why we don't have 4, because you got hurt. I am not paying you almost $4 million a year. So you want $5 million a year? No, thank you. You want $3 million? No, no way, and no. Although I could probably get someone better for the minimum. I'm sure he'd resign for the minimum, but I could get someone better. I don't know why I discarded that guy. Okay, so we are currently projected to have 2 of the last picks in the first round, which means probably not getting a first round talent guard unless we get lucky one falls to us, if there even is one. Let's pull this. Still needs more block shedding. I could also build up his power moves. I mean, run stopping benefits him more, but you know what? I want him to have above a 70 power rush. There we go. Make him competent at power rushing at least, considering he does have an 85 strength. Yeah, we'll build up his run stopping. He's actually a pretty good speed rusher already. Wouldn't mind building up his power moves a little bit more, but need to make him more of a run stopper so he can help out in the run game. Ooh, 2 5-0 teams. Yeah, we won. You know what? He might actually get this. I hope he does. If he does, that means he is going to progress to be a pretty good player. Not really any good offensive linemen in the draft this year. A couple second round talents, so that'd be lower 70s into the 60s. So I don't know that that'd really be worth drafting. Well, I guess it could be. I want you to build up your receiving back. How far off are you on? A lot of that. Catching is a 79. Short route running is a 71. So let's make him an 80 receiving back, and then go ahead and build up his power back moves so that he can build up that break tackle. He already has pretty good elusive skills. So if we can build up his power, he's going to be really good. Oh, I really think he was going to get that, or thought he was going to get that. I guess this route running really does need a little bit more, huh? Yeah, we got our right guard back. I don't need to make any roster moves since I've already made them, so we can keep going. Maybe I should start building up his pass protection. I mean, actually, he's really good at everything other than agile blocking, so maybe I should give him some of that. First loss. There we go, done with having to sign players. Go ahead and toss these ones on the list here. Don't mind picking up some first round talents late in the draft. Alright, we have locked up a playoff spot with that 9-win mark. Oops. There's another first round guy. Huh. You know, if I play this right, our 3 backup wide receivers could all be first round talents. And that's without having to sacrifice giving up much. Like, we don't have to draft them high. You know, starting with the second pick. Oops, wrong button. Starting with the second pick, I could start choosing wide receivers and end up having 3 high overall guys. Because, yeah, I could get him in the second round, get him in the third, I can get him in the fourth, then I can get him in the fifth. He probably won't be available for us in the sixth. But yeah, that's... Actually, I'm going to have quite a few picks. I can get... Yeah, it's... We're going to have some quality wide receivers on our roster. Since I traded away my backup quarterback, I'm going to have to draft a new one. And it clearly was a good decision to draft him with the second pick because it helped us get what we needed for this season. His accuracies are pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and try to get him some break sack. I got 1 point of break sack. Ah, we lost another one. Give him some power running. He's not going to progress past 78 anymore, most likely. Oh, maybe with a couple points he will. You know, as he builds up that break tackle and ball carrier vision. I don't expect him to be an actual power back. I just want his break tackle to get higher. And really, once it does, I might go back to either doing receiving back or even build up some of his elusive running. Oh, we are getting decimated by injuries now. Out 31 weeks. This is the second time this guy's been hurt. Can I put him on the IR? It's not. Callum's out 3 weeks with a pulled groin and backup. So really, the only injury that's hurting us is McCallum. Can I just cut that cornerback and bring on another one? No. Can place him on the IR though. Alright. 13-2, I think it's safe to say we probably have home field advantage. And we're going to have late picks. I bet our coach has a lot of XP to spend. Completely forgot about spending it last year. Yeah, he's got a little bit. Just grab those two, grab that. Defensive back, linebacker, defensive line, offensive line. Our two wide receivers are locked up for a while, as is our running backs and quarterbacks. There we go. I don't like that injury right before the playoffs. What was his zone? Only a 73? How can he be a pass coverage linebacker with that low, or like a 75 overall and with that low of a zone coverage? Play recognition is really low as well. Pollard is out. Guy is soft. And McCallum will be back for our playoff game, but Pollard's done for the season. So who's our starting? Let's go in the depth chart here and set up who our starting center is. you're a starter. All of you guys are starters. You're hurt. So Woodward and Cherry would be the next best two. Make Woodward the starter. Let's check out season stats before we do a playoff game. So Nick Garrett had the best year, and look at that. I knew Nick Garrett was capable of doing more than oh, I don't even remember his name anymore. Schwartz. Tyler Schwartz. Yeah, I knew Tyler Schwartz was not that good of a quarterback despite his high overall. Nick Garrett, though, is produced. That's the best year we've had out of any quarterback. I mean, his touchdowns were down a little bit from last year, but really good year by Nick Garrett. Rushing the ball, Fitzpatrick, 800 yards. He missed 2 games though, so I mean, he probably could have had about 900 yards, maybe an extra touchdown. Not a terrible year from him though. McCollum, not a great year rushing the ball, but he's not there to rush it. 4 yards average per carry is pretty decent, so it's just the fact that he didn't get that many attempts. Alright, receiving. Shelby, our slot receiver, had 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns. Best receiver on the team. DJ Peterson, 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. Fleck, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. We have to go all the way down to the 4th receiver on the list to find Aiden Andrews. 812 yards, 5 touchdowns. This dude is just not getting it done. I expect him to be one of the 1,000-yard receivers. Like 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. But he just isn't for some reason. Blocking wise, we've had a pretty decent year, except Wilhelm has given up quite a few sacks. Defensively, Anthony Cole's leading the team with 114 tackles. Alexander backing him up to 112. And then our cornerbacks and safeties. Gabriel finished all the way down here with 35 tackles. Shepard had 22, and he didn't really have as many chances, so actually he played more than Gabriel did. So I guess Gabriel did have a better year at right out of linebacker than Shepard would have. But I would like to see more out of him. Alright, sacks. Benson bringing in 12.5. Way to be worth everything I gave up for you. Peck with 8. Pearson 4.5. And then Hess with 4. So a little lacking from these two. And average year from Peck. We had a bad year interception-wise. Should have probably had, I don't know, another 5 or 6 interceptions, I would think. But maybe as our cornerbacks progress, they'll get better. So, time for the playoffs now. We have, oh, you know what? Yeah, definitely had a good year. Almost 32 points per game on offense. Defensively, 16th best defense. It's going to hurt a little bit in the playoffs, I think. But I think once our defensive players start progressing a little bit, specifically our linebackers and cornerbacks, that'll fix itself a little bit. All right, on to the AFC Championship. Whoop the Texans, 41-10. Let's go whoop on another Texas team in the Super Bowl. Oh, you know what? We needed run stopping. Darn it. All right, Super Bowl time. Can we do back-to-back Super Bowl wins? And we got an MVP award. Finally! It only took us 25 years to get an MVP. What was I? Oh, I was scouting safeties. Alright, so Nick Garrett with the MVP award. I think he probably should have been MVP last year, but finally got the award. Pinto, I think he should have been Coach of the Year last year, but he finally got the award. Over on the AFC, Garrett, Offensive Player of the Year. We didn't have a Defensive Player of the Year, though. McCollum was second for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then Harden, Defensive Player of the Year. Best QB. Best offensive line. Wow. Yes, top 5 are all our guys. Best defensive lineman. That's the guy we traded for, too. Yeah. It's a good year for accolades, but there's only one accolade that matters, and that's this trophy. Oops. Wanted to look at the injury report, not the depth chart. Okay, so it's just these two guys out. The only one that really hurts us is our center. Alright, is it back-to-back Super Bowl years? No! Lost by a field goal. Darn it! It's probably a really good Super Bowl, too. Alright. Not resigning you or you. So, withdraw and withdraw. 2043, so I don't think we need to resign any of our staff. I will check. We finally got his man coverage to an 84. I'd like to get that to a 90 though, and then I'll work on zone coverage or play recognition. Okay, the rest of those guys are just practice squad guys. 2043. So no, we have one more year left on these guys, and then the coach in 2046. So we got to the Super Bowl again. I don't even know how many times we've been in the Super Bowl. Is it like 6 or 7 times we've been in the Super Bowl? Yeah, I mean, this is season 25. We've been to the playoffs 23 times. I think we've been to 7 Super Bowls, and we've won 3. So that's a successful 25 years. I mean, as a Browns fan, I'd be happy with a playoff appearance, which we might get this year. You never know. It's we're up there, but there's still plenty of season left. But I couldn't imagine having a team that for 25 years it's almost a lock that you're going to be in the playoffs. That's probably how the Patriots feel. Seahawks, Steelers. Can't think of any other teams that would, like, every single year feel like they're a lock for the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, we've definitely been one of the best run franchises in the league. With the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl, that's probably them that took over first value. In fact, we can check. Team value. No, looks like Washington is actually the most valuable team. They didn't move, so I don't understand how that would be. They must have sold it, because that ownership group in real life is not going to be the most valuable team. Dallas is third, so the 2 Super Bowl teams are 2 and 3. Our merchandise is hurting us. And really, once our coach progresses more, that'll probably bump us up. We're first in literally everything that matters, other than maybe merchandising for the money. But yeah, anyway, so that's season 25. I have 5 more years left to go, which means the players that I sign next year, I won't sign them for any longer than a 5-year deal. I am curious, actually, now that we're in the new league year. Now, granted, this is before practice squad players have been released. That's going to open up an extra, I don't know, like $2 million or so. We got Knox coming up. He's going to be worth more than I'd want to pay him, let alone could afford to pay him. Practice squad guy. Coles is coming up. Wakefield is coming up. So Coles and Wakefield are 2 guys that I'm going to want to resign. I want to resign Fleck. I want to resign Pollard, but he keeps getting hurt. Frazier, I'd like to resign, but he's going to want too much money. Sapp is gone. So not all those players that I want to resign are going to be able to come back, if any of them. $12.5 million rookie reserve out of the $120,000 cap space we have left. I'm probably going to have to cut some players or trade some away just to make it into the season. Now, luckily, Knox is getting paid almost $13 million. He doesn't have a bonus this year, so I could trade him away to open up cap space. And that's just to open cap space so that we can sign our rookies, not even re-signing any of the other guys. It's going to be an interesting one next year. We might take a step back. Not next year, but the year after that, we might take a little bit of a step back. My funds are back up, so I'm good on signing bonuses. I just don't have the cap space to re-sign people. It's like players are getting more expensive, but the cap isn't increasing any. So it's a little harder to re-sign people. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Join me tomorrow for season 26. Have a good night, everyone.